Hello, everyone, and welcome to Heart Centered Tarot. As always, my name is Marina, and I will be your guide for this portion of the journey. And with me tonight is Michelle Marie of Astrological Tarot. Hello, Michelle.
Hi, it's so nice to be here.
Oh, so glad to have you here. This is wonderful. I really enjoy these readings and whatnot. So, just wanted to um, remind everyone. Oh, listen, I forgot to turn that down. I did everything but turn it down. Yeah, isn't that interesting? Okay. Um, just wanted to remind everyone that these are paid readings, and the way that they work is members and those who donate to PayPal, Super Chat, and so on, their questions get answered first, and anything else will wait until closer to the end, and we'll try to get to as many of you as we possibly can. So you are more than welcome to to ask the question, and we'll be more than glad to take a look for you. And hello, Rose. Hello, Sherry, my sister from the Mystical Tarot. And I was telling Michelle, I'm a little discombobulated right now, because one of my dear friends is moving permanently from Alberta, from Calgary, where we are. That she's going to BC to live on an island, which in a beautiful little home that is right on the ocean. So um, anyway, it was kind of hard to say goodbye. So I'm hoping that, yeah, we're supposed to get together later on, and I can maybe just say hello again. So anyway. Martha, thank you for being here. Book, thank you for being here. Ron, hello, nice to see you. Okay, and uh, Martha M says that I remind her of her mother. She had the same name.
That's sweet.
That is so nice. That is so nice. And Sherry, yes, I got you. Um, yeah, yeah, she's going to a great yeah, she's going to a great little place. I mean, who wouldn't want to look out their living room window and see the orcas as they go by? I mean,
That's heaven.
yes, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. So, but it this is a good thing. It's a good thing. So I'm kind of feeling it. I'm a little emotional. I'm kind of feeling it, but it's okay. We'll carry on.
That just tells us all what a wonderful friend you are.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you. And for those of you, if you have not checked out Michelle's and Jonathan's new channel, it's the Boomer Mill, right?
Yes, it is. Good memory. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's a boomer and I'm a millennial. So, yeah.
Yeah. So you guys can go on there and yeah, check it out. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Right? It always helps. And this is, well, I'm not going to tell your story. Tell them all about.
Okay. So Jonathan and I started a channel called The Boomer Mill. He is a boomer, a baby boomer, and
Yeah.
I am a millennial from that generation because I was born in the 80s. He was born in the 50s. And we basically put this channel together to try to bridge the generational gaps that we see occurring in the workplace. Because Jonathan and I are also 24/7 couple with work, and we take on contracts in and around
Yes.
the greater Seattle area, and also, well, internationally as well, depending on, because it's all internet. And so we've dealt with all the different generations, from the silent generation, which is older than Jonathan, all the way to the Gen Zers now. And we're seeing a major shift in the way that people work and play and understand the time that we're living in. And the main thing we're seeing is this: there's a difference in perspective when it comes to, work ethic, when it comes to economic stability, when it comes to just even spiritual views and ideologies. And so we're trying to create a space where people can come together and bridge those gaps, and also create more unity across the generations. Because I feel like what the media is doing is it's not just politically dividing us, it's dividing us by age, it's dividing us by
Yes.
race, it's dividing us by religion. And we're trying to find commonalities within each of these groups and so-called demographics, so that we can have a better society moving forward. Because we're seeing, ever since a certain person was elected in the United States, that just people have gotten really
Yeah.
mean, like just mean. So we're trying to make things a little more copacetic and cooperative and nice again. And we're also seeing a huge rise in crime, especially in more democratic cities, which is what
Yes.
we prefer, because we do tend to lean more that route. But there's a lot of misunderstanding into how these structures and systems can be handled, where we all benefit. So we talk about that. We go into a lot of different things, and we've had over 4,000 views for our first video set, which was amazing.
Perfect.
Almost over 70 subscribers for one video, you guys. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So it's really coming out. The first one we did was more about, why we started the channel, the crime that we experienced in our own area, things like that. The next one is going to be Thursday at 5 o'clock. So even if you have us on in the background during the presidential debate, we'd appreciate it. But we're going to be talking about expat living, leaving the United States, and what options are available there. And then the show after that's going to be on tech and its impact on our economy. So it's a lot of fun. We enjoy it. So
Good. Good.
yeah.
I'll look forward to that. I will do my very best, yes, to have it in the background, because I am planning on.
Yeah, we all are. So
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting, because we've got Golden Girls on at 7 on
oh.
Thursday, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So depending on what it is, I hope that we'll be able to
Well, what I
catch
told
it.
Jonathan, and what I'm going to say on our show tomorrow, is if you want to come on and we can talk about the debate while watching the show, like just turn it into a chat room, we're open to that too, because it's a premiere. So we're going to be in the chat room with you guys. So
Oh, perfect.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's
Very well.
less than an hour. So yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think, honestly, I don't really believe that it. I don't think it's going to be a long debate. If the Orange Menace does show up,
Yeah.
I think he will very quickly exit stage right.
Or they'll just turn his mic off and he'll get upset and throw a temper tantrum. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So I don't see this going further than that.
Okay. I did get the Three of Pentacles reversed, so that does tie in with that. So
Yeah.
yeah.
It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. Yeah. And Rose Blue would like to.
I mean, as much as I'd love to see them debate, I would even love to see Kamala debate Trump even more. Like, how great would that be? Oh my gosh,
Yes.
she'd wipe the floor with him.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I wonder if he would do to her the same thing that he did to Hillary.
Oh, she'd probably just flip him or something. I don't know, because I don't see Kamala taking anything from anybody. Like, yeah, she'd defend herself. So, and that's something that Hillary regrets. She goes, I should have stood up to him. That could have been a big moment, but I was trying to maintain decorum
Be
because
bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what Democrats do,
I
right?
know they
Democrats
bring, but
like
we're in a
to,
knife fight and they bring a spoon. So it's like,
yeah,
that's why we love the Lincoln Project so much. It's Republicans going after Republicans. So,
yes, yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. So, yes, maybe Pence's fly will show up.
Mm. Oh
Yeah,
gosh, that almost came out.
uh,
Okay.
yeah, and okay. And Sherry is co-hosting Helen Irish Granny,
Oh,
Denise Siegel, and Nate the Clairvoyant after the debate. That'll be nice.
nice.
That'll be nice. Okay. And I am um, my prescription meds
Who
are
do you
done.
think the next VP is going to be? What do you think?
I can tell you that my feeling is it's not going to be one of the women. That's
Okay.
kind of, yeah, right off the bat. I don't, he couldn't handle a woman doing anything better than he does.
But if she's pretty, he might keep her around and sexually harass her. I don't know.
Yeah,
I just,
if she's pretty, but you know, the women that are up for the job aren't the kind to stay quiet.
oh, that's a problem.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be one of the guys. It's who did I think the other night? I can't remember their names. Oh, JD Vance.
Mm,
I'm thinking maybe JD Vance.
interesting.
Yeah.
I got that he's not going to get as much backing either from my cards.
No.
If it's from rich donors, they're just going to drop him because Biden, his administration's making them tons of money.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah. No, it's yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I think I can't. There's a part of me that can't wait for November, and there's a part of me that wants things to go exactly the way they are because I'm enjoying the moments. I'm
Mhm.
enjoying seeing people, watching them as kind of the light bulb goes on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, when they kind of go, oh, just wait a minute, wait a minute.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I think it's going to happen a little quicker as we get closer to November. And I was listening to David and Gary,
Mm-hmm.
Twin Tarot.
I'm glad that Gary showed up. That was good.
Yes,
So,
yes, and they did a show about Truth Social and
mm,
about Trump selling his shares. And if he has to hang on to them for a certain amount of time after the deal or after the filing with whoever,
mm-hmm.
and they calculated that it would be in sometime August, September that he could share,
Mm.
and or that he could sell his shares.
Sell
Sorry.
shares. Yeah, it's okay.
Oh, my darling. And anyway, if he does, it would, I mean, if he sells his shares, it will plummet the stock. And all of his supporters who have
Yeah.
bought stock and whatnot are in a position where they are going to lose absolutely everything and then some.
That's what he
And
does.
yeah, exactly. How do you bankrupt a casino?
It's very difficult to do that.
Yeah.
That's like
So
failing to sell ice cream on a 110-degree day. It's like it's not going
yeah,
to happen, you know.
whatever you're doing it wrong.
You
Okay.
think? Just tells you how bad he is with business. I had an ex-husband like that. And during our divorce, he looted my jewelry store. And I remember him setting up the date to meet with our lawyers. And I go to my lawyer and I said, tell me the date again. And he told it to me. And I go, say it again. And he told me, and I go, who do you think the business owner is now? And he goes, what's significant about that day? And I go, it's Valentine's Day. And he goes, oh, it's like, It's better than Christmas for jewelers. And so it
Yeah.
was just, yeah. These are guys that just they're good at stealing. They're not business people.
No,
So,
no,
yeah.
not at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
But maybe that's what needs to happen is, you think he's not coming after you because you support him. You think he's
Mm,
got your back. No, he doesn't.
mhm.
He's got your back as long as he can still reach and put the knife in it. But
Yep.
other
Talk
than
to
that,
any of his ex-wives. So,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Yep.
it is what it is. But what can you do? What can you do? All righty. So just also wanted to say hello to a few more people that are in here. Martha M, I think I said hi to you already. Book, hello. Um, MK, nice to see you here, MK. And so hard to leave a support system. Yes, Book, it is. Yeah. Hold on. Viviani, nice to see you here, Viviani. And okay, is come on, there's more in here. I know there is. Jonathan is here. Hello, Jonathan.
Hey, sweetie.
Martha M. Uh, okay. I think, well, Judy Stitches. Hello, Teresa Hedarian. Hello, nice to see you. Okay. So we do Linda H. And Jasper Terrell. Hello, Jasper. Nice to see you. Okie dokie. All right. Well, if you did you want to give anyone an update on what we're doing astrologically over the
Oh, yeah,
next?
we have a huge event happening this week. I'll just cover that real quick if you want.
Oh, perfect.
Okay, great. All right. So Saturn's a big planet. He forces us to pay back our karma. So pay attention to where he is in your Rashi chart right now, or your birth chart, I should say,
Mm,
because whew, he is going direct as we speak. Now, when he goes direct, this is him really, really slowing down. He's going to put a lot of blocks in our progress and getting things done. And this is actually taking place in Purva Bhadra Nakshatra. So if you are toward the very beginning of Pisces in West, this would be your nakshatra in sidereal, okay? So you're going to be more affected by this. It's really, really intense. It's called sati sati. If you are really going through a major, major upheaval, get a session with me and I'll give you a ton of remedial measures. I went through this last November, so I've got it at top of mind.
mhm.
So basically, it's going to bring a brace for a period of reflection, reassessment of everything you ever believed in, particularly in areas related to discipline, structure, and your long-term goals. That's why I said look at the house that he's in, because that's where he's going to be testing you. So individually, this is a time to just revisit those past responsibilities. You can learn from setbacks. You can reinforce your commitments during this time, but you will face delays and challenges. So if you're traveling over the next week, if you're doing things over the next week and you're wondering why you're running into all of these issues, it's because Saturn's really slow in the sky right now. Okay. And when he is slow in the sky, he brings those increased challenges, delays, and blockages our way. So this can also slow our societal progress, prompting reevaluation and regulations of our systems because AI is coming in hot and Saturn's going to be putting some regulations and boundaries there. You can chant the Bija mantra, which is the seed mantra for Saturn, and that's Om Pram Prim Pram Sa Shanishwaraya Namaha. And you can do that 808 times via a mala. It's best done on Saturdays or Saturn days, okay? And then that'll invite a lot of endurance and wisdom and a deeper connection to your life's purpose and a very introspective period. And then on the 29th, we have Mercury in Cancer. So that's going to be more emotional and intuitive communications. My Mercury goes from Cancer into Pisces in my Navamsha. So if you have this in sidereal Cancer, that's your psychic ability, okay? So you can expect an enhancement during this time if you've got this energy in your chart. So just be mindful of being overly sensitive to others, especially if you're more prone to this energy, and being overly subjective in your thinking. Try to balance the intuition with the logic a little bit if you tend to go a little watery when it comes to your thoughts.
Mhm.
Let's see. Collectively, discussions can focus on public welfare and emotional well-being because this Cancer is the mother of the zodiac.
Yeah.
But you could suffer from emotional biases or irrational responses. So make sure that you're not reacting. Go in and ask
Yeah.
yourself those questions before creating a response. And some really good mantras for you can be Om Buddhaya Namaha. And that is for Buddha or Lord Mercury. And that's best done on Wednesday or Miraculous, Mercury's day. And
Mhm.
it's in Cancer. So I'm going to give you one for the moon. Om Somaya Namaha. And that's best done on moon days or Monday, okay, lunes.
Nice.
So that will enhance your emotional clarity and nurture a more constructive conversation instead of a more overly emotional one during this period. But those are just the two major things coming up. I just did the transits for July. We got a lot of energy coming our way. So follow my shorts. I put every time we have a major event or transit coming up, I post it. So yeah, I hope that was helpful.
Absolutely, it was. Absolutely. And yes, you guys, if go have go get a reading with Michelle. It'll just it will answer so many things. It will put things into perspective. So, yeah, I can't say enough good things, honestly and truly. So, yeah, book yourself some time, get her to do your chart, and holy smokes, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
thank you,
you'll walk
Marina.
away going, oh, well, that makes sense. That explains a lot.
Oh, thank
Totally.
you.
You're very welcome. And don't forget to go over to Astrological Tarot and do the like, share, and subscribe on her channel as well. And don't forget to do it on mine too. So,
Definitely.
I'm this far away from 3,000. And just,
Woohoo!
yeah, so it it took a while to get to the 2,000. It
Yeah.
took less time to get to 25, and now it's taken less time to get to 3,000. So,
There's a
yeah.
gal I follow, and it took her about 8 months to get up to 5,000. And she actually lives out of her van. She's a domestic abuse survivor, and she
Oh,
started a channel to help her with her food and bills. And about in 8 months, she got 5,000 followers, and in just the last 3 weeks, she's up to almost 10,000.
wow.
So it flywheels. It's really amazing
Absolutely.
how fast it can happen. It's really
Absolutely.
cool.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I saw it happen to David, Tarot by the Bay,
Yeah, yeah. It's
who
cool.
just, yeah, absolutely into the stratosphere. And I don't know who was more excited, him or me, because I kept texting him going, "Oh my God, have you looked at your numbers?" So
I love that. Yeah,
anyway,
David's fabulous. He's so entertaining. So,
he is, yeah, and just, yeah, a nice person, just
yeah,
a
he
nice,
really
nice
is.
person, a good energy. So yeah, very, very lucky to have him around.
Oh, yeah.
So, all righty. Well, you know what? Let's see if we can't get to some questions here. My friend Sherry would like to know, how
Yay.
is July looking on the financial front?
Hey.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Okay. I should have thought to pull cards out beforehand, but yeah, it's just, you're going to have to bear with me, you
Oh,
guys.
it's okay. I was pulling cards while you were talking. Okay,
Oh, good.
so this is what I do on my show. That's why I like it saves us some time. So I
Yes.
got Venus for you, Sherry. So Venus is Shukra. This is the sign for relationships, money. This is a really good place to be. Okay, so that tells me that this is definitely top of mind, and that you do have the blessings of Venus on your side for getting this done. Okay, so I asked what Venus is going to be doing for you, and I got the Eight of Swords reversed. Okay, so gather as much information as you can right now, but don't make any big financial decisions yet. We've got a huge Saturn energy coming over us right now. So it's really good to just plan, especially over the next month or so before taking action. So they're saying just relax and contemplate the whole financial picture and what will bring you satisfaction to the resolution moving forward, because they're saying don't jump yet. They're saying you need to rid yourself of some outmoded beliefs about a particular way of handling your money. Okay. In times of doubt and confusion, be alert, but just don't act immediately. That's the main thing they're saying. So pay
Yeah.
attention to your gut instincts as well, because we all know that you're an intuitive, and look patiently within for answers, especially with this Mercury and Cancer energy that's coming up, because that'll bring you more answers from your higher mind, because I know you have a strong intuitive sense, and that energy is going to come in and support you on the 28th. So just know that no one else should just decide for you. Okay. That's the main energy that I got. After that, I did get that you will get what you deserve. Okay, justice came up upright. So, and you do deserve good things. So basically, a balance will be reached, creating a mutual understanding and experience and acceptance regarding the finances. Speak the truth, be very fair and just to all. When it comes to allocating everything, both parties need to give and take. Okay. And I did get that you're going to have to take a little more than you'd like, because I did get the Wheel of Fortune reversed. Okay. But it is a little karmic. Okay. So just think that any loss that you make is going to be gained in spirit. Okay. So, but the Justice Court, it symbolizes peace and the good and sweet things in life. So, even though you feel like you might be a little bit of at a loss at the end of this, know that there will be a peaceful, more improving environment regarding your finances moving forward that will be presented to you. And the best and fairest decision will be made. Okay. I did get two cards for you moving into this, making these decisions. The first one I got was passion. Identify and express your likes and dislikes, even if only to yourself. Always be true to yourself. If you deny your feelings or beliefs or bottle them up, they will only erupt later in appropriate ways. That's why they said it has to be your decision, Sherry. Don't let anybody else unduly influence you. Okay. And then I got intuition. So this is perfect with that Mercury and Cancer energy. I listen to my hunches and my feelings. Sit quietly with a trusted friend and let them ask you questions, both theirs and yours. Without censoring your words, give voice to the proverbial feeling tones that come in response. That voice is your intuition. I know you already can tap into this in spades, because I've seen you do it with me and others, and it's amazing. But just know that this is your decision to make. You'll make the right one. You're not going to get the most out of it, but it'll be balanced out on the other side, because I know that you're very balanced when it comes to making those spiritual, intuitive decisions. So I hope that was helpful, sweetie. So good to see you.
Yes, absolutely. And you know what? I think, who hasn't made a bad decision?
Yeah.
That
And honey,
doesn't
if you have any questions on bankruptcy, I'm your girl. I went through a divorce and he took everything. So I know the in and outs of that. And Jonathan worked with him, the attorney, and worked for attorneys that handled that. So you can always email me, sweetheart.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So what I got for you was the Three of Pentacles. That's putting something together. And it felt like what this was is you communicating. I also got Lovers. You communicating with the people involved and saying, look, you got work with me here. This is what I can do. Let's figure something out so that you end up getting what you need. I end up getting what I need. It may take a little longer, but we end up, nobody is left holding the bag. Right, which is sometimes that's what can happen in a bankruptcy, is clearly, the other person kind of ends up worse off than not. So I would definitely, if you find yourself in that position, definitely approach them and say, work with me. Here is what I can do. Here is what I can't do. And very often people will respond to that positively. I also got the Four of Pentacles, which is kind of hang on to what you've got. And don't be too eager to throw in the towel just because it feels like it's a lot of pressure and so on. I too got the Wheel of Fortune. So, things are going to turn around. Things are going to change. Maybe not as quickly as you would like them to, um, and but they will. You're going to come out. I think if you work with these people, the Ace of Wands, you're going to come out um, with something and with something that's going to work for everyone. And I think this is kind of putting heads together and trying to come up with a creative way to handle this. The last card that I got was the Hierophant. And yeah, this is all about institutions, traditions, that government, that sort of thing. So um, that I think everyone is getting to the point where nobody wins if somebody digs their heels in and says, no, it's this way or whatever. You have to be open. You have to kind of be willing um, to work with other people, and it may take a little longer, for them to get paid or whatnot. But do you want to get paid a little late, or do you want to end up holding the bag right up front? It's up to you. Okay. And the sigil that I pulled for you is 66, conversion. This is being able to convert a situation, a thought pattern, convert it into what it is that you want. I'm just going to double check very quickly here in the book, but I think that this gives you an opportunity to look at things in a different way. Almost. Okay. All right. Conversion. If this shows up, you are either being congratulated or warned. Either you have made a positive change on the mental and emotional level that is now converting into the body, physical, and increasing well-being, or your lack of self-awareness of emotional and mental issues is now making it become physical in the form in the form of decreased well-being. So you may want to pay close attention to your body. And this, I'm reminded, Sherry, but not too long ago, where your back was really, really acting up. And to me, whenever the back acts up, it prevents us from going forward. Right? It's I have to stay still. I can't move because my back hurts. So I think this is pay attention, see where it is in your body, and just look for different things. It really does feel like you're able to come to some sort of agreement that is going to make everyone a lot happier than yeah. Use the bankruptcy as a last resort kind of thing. Right? If you have to, you have to. But I think there's other things that are open to you. Okay, let me just put these cards back. And then I know I can shuffle and pick more cards because I'm sure that Michelle is ready with the next set.
I am. And before we go on, I'm going to go ahead and give you a mantra. Okay, Sherry? Because I know you love the mantras. Okay, you can do this one on Friday, 108 times via a mala. It's MALA, and you can find them on eBay. Okay, they're different from rosaries. All right. Om Hrim Shrim Lakshmi Beyo Namaha. Om Hrim Shrim Lakshmi Beyo Namaha. Om Hrim Shrim Lakshmi Beyo Namaha. Jai Lakshmi. And she can help you. She's wonderful.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. Perfect. Okay. All righty. And all right, Martha M., does my mother have a message for me?
Okay, I was wondering what was up in Martha's world. There's a lot going on, sweetie. I picked up the sun. That was the first card, and I'm like, oh, it's how you shine in the world. It's your ego. It's,
Yeah.
it's how everyone's shining. And then I got the clarifier cards, and they're a little intense. Okay, so just bear with me. The first one I got was the Ten of Cups reversed. This is the unhappy emotional family. So there's some stuff going on in the family that mother's a little concerned about because she can see things a lot clearer on the other side. Okay. When we're out of these limiting adjuncts, things look a lot clearer to us. Okay. So she's a little worried about the family. And then I got the Three of Cups reversed. Okay. This tells me that there's some group disapproval going on. There may be some issues with the people in and around your environment that aren't really supporting you emotionally in the way that they should. Okay. So I'm getting some emotional difficulties going on. All right. I got that once you set some boundaries, things will get a lot better for you because I did get this star, okay? You're going to be able to see through the phoniness and can assess character and underlying motives with clear perception. So they're encouraging you to do that. You can go back to being hopeful and trusting people who have the same values and traits that you do, but you're going to have to identify them and weed them out a little bit, okay? You need to be the star of your own show and experience a time of joy, wonder, hope, and healing just for you. Okay, you see that she's literally by herself just washing off all that yuck. Okay, so calm down, reestablish your connection with your body. If you learn about the benefits of relaxation and rejuvenation and the illumination of these beautiful spiritual realities that we are subject to here, divine grace and spiritual harmony will soon be yours. Okay, you can daydream about wonderful things, balance, stability, taking practical actions for your dreams, things like that. But you're going to have to set some boundaries. Okay, that's the main thing that I see. I asked who was causing the major disruption for mom. Okay, because she can see it clear on the other side. Which tells me she's watching over you, which is really beautiful. I got the King of Cups reversed. So this is an emotionally immature male. His psychic gifts may be his psychic gifts may be second nature to him, but he's misusing them. Okay, so he's very haughty. He likes to lord his emotions over others. Okay, he's got a lot of repressed emotions like paranoia, insomnia. He can have panic attacks crop up unexpectedly or in inappropriate times. He can get involved in other people's emotional states inappropriately. So, and he can be kind of high strung and able to forgive, accept love, or give advice right now. So that's kind of the block that I see in and around you. You're going to have to set some boundaries with that person because they're going through their own shadow work. Okay. Don't fear this change because I did get death reversed for you. This is a good thing. Okay, even though you might fear it a little bit. And then I went to my affirmations and it just doubled down on the message. I got shadow work. Okay, I bravely face my shadow self. Encounters with our ever-present shadow side can cause anxiety and self-doubt, weaken our resolve, and poison relationships with suspicion. The problem is not that we are bad, but we think they are. So there's someone in and around your environment that is causing some emotional upheavals in the family. You just need to set some appropriate boundaries with them. Don't fear standing up for yourself. Okay, because it's going to bring that beautiful star moment where you're able to just kind of wash off all of the emotional yuck that this person came in and did. He said, my health has been crazy lately. Okay, well,
Yes.
that would, if you're in and around negative energy, especially if it's very stressful, that can have negative effects on your health. So setting boundaries with yourself moving forward, in addition, can help. Think about the things that you do when you're feeling over emotional and anxious and whether or not those modalities and things are appropriate, okay, and best for your health. And she's draining you. Okay, well, that could be some of that emotionally draining energy
Yes.
that I got. It is more masculine than feminine, but some women can be more masculine and feminine and vice
Yes.
versa. So you're going to have to stand up to her in a way that's appropriate. As Michelle Obama says, you're going to have to take the higher road. When they go low, we go high. And you're going to have to be the adult in the situation. But when you do, don't be afraid to walk away and make those changes because they're for your best good and for the higher good of your family. I mean, your own mother came through to address this.
Yes.
So it's best for everyone involved if you set appropriate emotional boundaries because this person draining your energy is actually affecting your health. Okay.
Yes.
All right. I'm sending you love, sweetie. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yep. And what you just said, absolutely, my cards mirror that and confirm that.
Mm,
I start off with the tower, and that's the tower isn't necessarily, oh my God, everything falls apart and whatnot. Sometimes, it's like when you're trying to have a really nice, healthy lawn, you go in there and you pull out the weeds, right? You have to get rid of the weeds in order to allow the grass to grow. That's kind of the way that I see this tower card here for you, is that yes, things might get a little worse before they get better, but they need to get a little worse before they get better. And I think that's what Michelle is talking about, sort of standing and saying what it is that you need to say and whatnot. I got the 2 of Cups, the 6 of Cups, and the 3 of Cups. That's a lot of emotion. That's a lot of kind of, yes, having good times, having to work with someone to kind of get to the point where you're celebrating, but it is also a lot of emotion in terms of that this feels like someone who is, yeah, draining you emotionally, um, putting, I want to say, making you carry their luggage. And I know that it's difficult when our parents make demands, because they do tend to make us feel like we are, um, they don't necessarily need to say you owe me, but that's kind of the way that they make us feel, is I looked after you, now I need a little help along the way and whatnot. um yes, that's true, and we can all be helpful, but I don't need to sacrifice myself in order to help you. I can support you in terms of saying, yay, you can do it. I'm there, I'm cheering you on, but I don't need to carry your luggage. That's your luggage. That's your mess to clean up. Okay. So I also get the King of Wands, and I see this as kind of this is your son, your son. This is your husband trying to be both a good husband and a good son. And at his age, he should have a much better understanding of where his loyalties should be. His mom needs to, she needs to carry her own stuff. So I do agree with, excuse me, with Michelle, that you can set the boundaries. You can let her know what is and isn't appropriate, what you will and will not tolerate, and then be prepared to act on it, so that as she steps out of line, and she will, I'll guarantee you she will, because you're going to set something up and she's going to walk away and say, yeah, well, we'll see what my son has to say about this. Wait till I talk to him. And your husband has to be willing to stand beside you and say, listen, she, yeah. Anyway, the sigil that I pulled for you was number 42, and it's others see it, you don't. And that does kind of describe in what it is that we're telling you, is others see the need for you to put up boundaries. You're thinking that you're being a bad wife or a bad daughter-in-law if you don't put up those boundaries. But you're actually not only helping yourself, you're helping her too. You're making her responsible for her own things, for her own SHIT. And sometimes that's the lesson. That's the lesson. So I hope, Martha, that was helpful to you. Okay. And hold on here. I want to say, move up here. Rose Blue, thank you very much for that donation. And if you have a question you want to put in, Rose Blue, you go ahead. In the meantime, Or did you want me to address the what's a passport costs and how long? Because I have no idea what a passport costs in your area, and I think you can get a passport for I think it's like 1 year to 20 years or whatever. You decide how long. So if you have another question, please put it in. In the meantime, we can
Martha says it was just like my mom who would have told me she didn't take any crap from anyone. So yeah, that was why mom came through and basically said, don't let that person bully you and your family.
yeah,
So yeah, that's awesome.
excellent. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Book says, found out my beloved MD of 12 years has messed me up with prescribed meds. Oh, I want to scream at him, but I don't. But I do need to understand his mindset in order to let it go. And how can I calmly?
He, he's just as upset about this as you are from my
Yeah,
cards. That's what I got. And he was lied to. I was wondering what what the question was going to be. I love that the story just came together. Um, So I got the 11th house. He relied on his colleagues, the people in his profession, to give him advice. He went to seminars. He did his due diligence. He
yeah,
actually went to other doctors and consulted them. So this is the card of peerage. It's also the house of the elder brother because that's who we go to for advice when the family. It's a more traditional Indian way of looking at it. But he actually did his due diligence in figuring out like what needed to happen. Now, unfortunately, there was someone who cared more about profit than health, and it wasn't him. Okay, it could have been the pharmaceutical agent that tried to sell it to him, and it was a young person. This is him. I got the Knight of Cups. Okay, he's he's actually this is I know never get this for doctors, but it fits him. There's a side of him that's kind of poetic in a way, a little romantic and in touch with his
yeah,
emotions. He is very imaginative, and he actually gets into like alternative and spiritual healing and things like that. So he's more open-minded about things than the average doctor is. So I mean, I got that he's in tune with his emotions. He's very, he pays attention to his hunches, but he was lied to. So I asked, who was he lied to? And I got the Page of Wands reversed. And look at this guy's face. If you can see his face in the card, this is not
yeah.
a happy guy. And he came up upside down. Okay, so this is not a happy person. This is a person who's taking wrong action. They're young, okay, and they're impulsive and they're immature and they're just kind of out for themselves. They get ahead of themselves a little too much, okay? They're a little
Yeah.
they enjoy the kind of childish theatrics that the rest of us go, oh gosh. Um, they're not really good when it comes to making a good or dependable decisions with others. Um, they're not good. They're very naive and they don't really know how to ask for advice. Uh, Basically the doctor wasted his time with this person and he took their advice and it was bad. And this, I'm getting that this might have been a pharmaceutical agent or someone who was giving him a presentation. Now,
Yes.
again, this is for entertainment purposes only, but I got that he was socializing with the wrong crowd or taking the wrong advice from someone. And it is also quite possible. And I don't know where you live, but this is happening in America. There are a lot of doctors going to social media and saying, the pharmaceutical agencies are making the medication decisions for us, and they're basically being run by
Yes.
children right out of high school with 6 weeks of training telling us what medications we can give our patients. And you can look this stuff up. They really do have their hands tied because the pharmaceutical agencies, they're not about our health, they're about profit. And that's why they hire young people that don't know any better to go in and mess up their karma. Okay. So
Mhm.
that's what I got what happened in the storyline. So this is what you can take in to the next appointments, okay? I got the Goddess of Illumination, now that you know. I learned from my mistakes and grow wise and strong. Use this gift when you are angry with yourself or another person for having made what you consider to be a mistake. All expectations are unreasonable, especially the expectation that we can go through life without making mistakes and having to deal with the mistakes of others. Successful people know what mistakes are valuable learning experiences. So if you come in and say, look, this was a mistake, You maybe read the wrong literature, or you got talked into this by some young person who wanted to sell you a load of goods that wasn't right. This is happening to a lot of seniors in the United States, including my husband's brother, who was given medication that caused dementia for heartburn. So you're not alone in this. So when you go in, just try to come in with the, okay, how do we fix this type of attitude? Seek a second opinion. If you don't trust your doctor anymore, move on, but know that he wasn't the person behind it, and his hands were a little tied, is what I got.
Yeah.
I did get some really good news for you moving forward, because my crystal deck came and said, give her some good news. I got that there's a lot of celebrations coming for you in the next few months that you can go to. I get graduations, ceremonies, important life passages, anniversaries, weddings. Go to those things. They'll make you feel a little better. And maybe wearing emerald can help you balance out your intellect a little bit more, so that you don't come across as impulsive or reactive, but instead is more logical when it comes to moving forward. Because the more logic you use to move forward, the better your health is going to be in the long run. Okay. Oh, I'm so glad that helps so much. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And I do appreciate what it's like to find out that, yeah, I trusted you, and I did the things that you said, and now your advice has cost me my health.
Yeah.
You know, how do we even that out? Like, what do I get from you that is going to that is going to feel even? Okay. I do agree with Michelle. I don't think that this was something that he did on purpose. I think there's so many things, so many new things out there that are coming up all the time, that a lot of doctors do rely on the reps that come in. They rely on those relationships with the reps. And so, you know, if the rep is being dishonest with you, you can't, it's hard to pick up when they are being dishonest with you, when it's a case of, yeah, if I sell, 2 more cases of, fuck it all, I'm going to end up with, I'm going to get that 10-speed bike. That's kind of what it is. I got the Ace of Spades or the Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Wands. So he does feel this on an emotional level. He does. He is questioning himself in terms of, okay, what was there that I missed, right? So I think that if you do have a telephone conversation with him anytime soon, I think that he probably will start off by saying, listen, honey, I had no idea. I'm sorry. But yes, look for different ways to handle it. Stay strong, because you can absolutely do this. And maybe knowing the information that you have now is going to help you make not only more informed decisions, but more decisions that are going to help you along the way, so that you're going to be very involved in kind of looking after your health. I also get the Hermit, and that is, yes, take a little bit of time to reflect, and just know that he didn't do this on purpose to hurt you. Kind of let go of the idea that, if I run into someone and they're rude to me, it's not that they woke up that morning and said, oh yeah, I'm going to find that Marina and I'm going to ruin her day. Sometimes it is what it is. But I also get for you the bathing in the river. And this is like the 4 of Swords. And that is, just take a little time, be a little quiet, contemplate, look at what you can do sort of as an observer, instead of reacting emotionally, right? Know that there is a place for that anger, absolutely. And you can, one of the ways to turn it around right now, book, is to say, you know what, this this was the universe's way of showing me what I need to do. And that is, it involved something that maybe wasn't good for me. Um, Maybe some of us were getting the messages and we missed the signs and whatnot. So I had to go through the purge, through the pack, through the move, through the this and that to get me to the point where I found out what I did. Right. So look at it that way. I think that it will, you'll see it as also that the witch's brew, which is kind of like the fool or the death card. You could, this is a new start. This is absolutely a new start, and I think that um, you'll find that it, as you take steps forward, it will absolutely get better. So I hope that resonates with you, book. And yeah, I know the frustration, believe me, but you can handle it. I know you're going to come through this. Okay, my
Oh, we love you too. Thank you, honey.
yes, absolutely. Okay, and Rose Blue says, here we go. That's your question. Asked my pendulum last night, fly to Florida in August. It said yes. What say y'all? I told Mom what's up and left it, for her to think on. But most recent call, she talked about taking care of Dad. He's he's a little worse. Okay. All right. So go ahead.
Dad's not doing well if that's the case. Okay. The first one I got the North Node. That's Rahu, and then I got Jupiter, and I went, oh, that's Guru Chandala yoga. That's really good yoga because that's fantastic. But then I got the eighth house. Eighth house is chronic illness, transformation, major health problems, and so your father is going through it. I asked a little bit about, at first I was like, this looks like a heartbreak because I got the Knight of Cups reversed and then I got the Lovers reversed and then I got the Wheel of Fortune. So I was like, oh, okay, maybe Rose Blue is going through heartbreak. But based on your question, I'd say the Knight of Cups is Dad. Dad's not doing well. Okay. He is really struggling emotionally with his prognosis, and he's leaning hard on Mom right now. Okay. He might not be acting out emotionally in very appropriate ways right now because he's in pain. Okay. He's being a little excessive and hedonistic is what they're showing me because he's kind of floating around in his emotional state right now. It is causing issues with Mom. Okay. Because I got the Lovers reversed because this is just issues with our our most intimate partners. Okay. And the reason why that there's an issue here is that there's a lot of suffering going on and a painful decision is going to need to be made soon, possibly involving, something difficult. Okay. So,
Yes.
it's hard to resist the temptation that someone's feelings can get hurt, but that's what's going on. So there's a lot of blocking going on here, adolescent infatuations, looking at someone as a possession rather than a lover. And it all comes from the suffering that's going on in the dynamic. And it's a lot of imbalance. And your mom can't really move forward toward a common goal when he's in this state of mind. Okay. His mixed feelings are all over the place. And he's also going over a past experience that has made it really difficult for him to move forward with this. Okay, that's the main thing that I got. As far as the emotional state that he's in is most affected, more so than I would say his actual health. Things will get better though because I got the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, that came up in the future position. Okay, you and your mom will be in an upcycle. So try not to think too much about the negatives that are going on right now. Try to do something fun with her, like maybe even if it's local, like a celebration, or even just going out and to a restaurant and hanging out and doing a trivia game, or something more social and fun that can kind of get your head out of what's going on. And if she's able to kind of like let off some steam and get some stuff off of her chest, that can be really helpful for her because she's really going through it. Yeah, have a little fun with Mom. All right, that'll kind of get your head out of this blah that I'm getting.
Yeah.
And I'm getting that this is an affirmation for both you and mom moving forward as you deal with this. And nurse twice a week, med changes. Okay. All right. I got that, he's fine with she's not, how do I say this? Mom being there isn't necessarily going to make things better or worse. This
Yeah.
needs to be his inner journey, and she's not responsible for holding up his emotions. Okay.
Yeah.
It's probably good for her to take a little break, especially with you, so that she can just kind of get out of her own way for a little bit. Okay. This is the message I got for both you and mom and how to handle the suffering that dad's going through. Okay. I am whole. We are all connected in the unbroken cycle of life. I breathe in the feeling of love and wholeness that starts my heart and radiates out into the world. I am filled with an unbroken connection to all there is. I breathe out my broken heart. Okay. So if you're really kind of going through a lot of emotional stuff because dad's not having the best time, just know that you are whole, he is whole, but this has to be something that he comes to is on his own. Now, I'm just going to share something a little personal. He's in the chat. My husband was raised in the South in the 1950s, and one of the things that we had to establish in our relationship is that I am not responsible for your health, for your emotional state, for your appointments, things like that. Yes, I'm your wife, but you are your own man, and he's gotten bored with that. He's had to kind of work through that. And I basically told him the reason we do this is so that we don't fall into codependency, because you are your own person and I am my own person. And for people in older generations and relationships, it was very codependent and enmeshed back then. So it could be a little harder for her to give up some of that responsibility. And as Marina says, carry his own baggage.
Yeah.
Okay. So I hope that was helpful, sweetie.
Yeah. And I do agree. And I think the fact that mom brought up that, that dad isn't doing so well, that's not only true, but that is her way of saying, yes, I could use a hand, because you kind of, you offered, you said that you left it up to her. And that is her way of saying, yes, I could use a hand. I could use a break. Right now, dad is kind of doing, he's the 7 of Cups. There's a little bit of delusion. There's things that he doesn't, want to face. He knows he has to. And it's, he's doing the, I'm a strong man. I can handle this. Nothing's going to break me, when we know that's not really the case. Okay. So your mom right now is, he's put her in a position where she's trying to act like the star. She's being forced to kind of be the star, and she is going to be his salvation. That's a pretty big ask of someone, is to, fix me. You can't do that. And it is a burden for her with the 10 of Wands. It is absolutely a burden. And she will, if you're there, not only can you help dad, but you also take a lot off of her shoulders as well. So she has an opportunity to just kind of sit down and take a deep breath, because right now he is laser focused on her. And, we always hurt the ones that we love the most, right? Because this is someone who has loved me for a great many years. You've got no choice but to put up with my stuff, because that's what love is. Well, sometimes yes, sometimes no. So he is very emotional. And because he realizes that things are getting to the point where some of the decisions that he has put off, it's too late. It's a little too late now to do anything. It's like, oh, well, I guess if I had started that diet 3 months ago, I'd be much better off than I am today. But so, yeah, I do think that, to answer your question, I think that, yeah, that was mom's way of saying, I could use a hand. Yeah, definitely go out, give them a hand. And yeah, they will let you drive the van. Don't worry. Don't worry. They'll absolutely they'll see the benefit of having you around. And it mom will see the benefit and she'll convince dad. Absolutely. I hope that's helpful, Rose Blue. I really do. Okay. So we'll do that. We'll do that. We'll do that. We'll do that. Okay. And Ron, and this is going to work out perfect because yeah, I'm going to be able to end this early, and Ron is our last question, so that is fantastic. Okay, my tablet and MacBook train faster when I use it. My nephew can use them for days. I charge them twice daily. Am I draining them, and why? Yes, you probably are.
Yeah. I got that you're a little disillusioned regarding these products. Okay, Ron. The first one I got was the second house. The second house is our house of savings. It's also where we save money. They're bringing that up with me, and they also brought up the sixth house. The sixth house is how we serve and use things and help each other out. I got that you can solve this issue by just simply asking him what he's doing. Okay, because that might be a good way of doing it. The reason I say that is because you're a little head in the clouds when it comes to this product. Okay, you've used a lot of different products over the years, and that's causing problems because you're coming with the expectation, oh, this is how it's always worked. It's a little different
Yeah.
now. Technology is coming at us at a very rapid pace, so you're going to encounter some illusion, some confusion, some distraction. The nephew doesn't have that. Okay, so they're also saying it's harder for you to focus your energies right now, so you are getting very distracted in and around your environment. So they're saying to avoid intoxication or other forms of escapism within yourself and others. Really take care of that health. Avoid wishful thinking or unrealistic pursuits or infatuations right now because your head's a little in the clouds. And distinguish between creative inspiration and pipe dreams is what they're saying. Okay, because the distraction is also affecting the way you're using your electronics and things like that. So just postpone decisions until you know what is sure that is best for you and your highest good moving forward. Be realistic and avoid living in a fantasy world, because that's what they're saying is going on, because that's my Seven of Cups reverse kind of energy. Is you may not be using or using this product realistically because there's a little bit of fogging going on in the environment. I got that once you consult your nephew and you kind of get your head out of the clouds a little bit, I got the Lover's card. You and your products are going to get along just fine. It's going to be, you can see she's giving him an apple and he's taking it in return. It's a give and take, okay? So you are going to be able to better balance out your relationship with the electronics. Here are some things that I picked just randomly because my guide said pick this deck and this deck. I did get that home is kind of important to you right now. Make your home base secure and you'll feel comfortable no matter where you go. I breathe in the feeling that I am safe and protected. I am filled with self-confidence, enabling me to love and accept others even more. And I breathe out insecurity. If you're worried about the finances, because I got second house for you, and being able to afford certain things and do certain things, just make sure to get those things in order. Okay. And then I also got the card of service. And so that might be something to kind of get your head out of the clouds and getting into service and around people who are very practical and realistic with what they're doing on a daily basis. The second one I got is family. Okay. Going to your family, like your nephew, for example, spending some quality time with him and maybe asking, oh, what are you using the tablets for? How do you charge them? What do you do in an average day? How do you carry them around? He can give you some really great advice on how to work with those. The kids, they are so fascinated and engaged by the newest stuff that comes out that they have it figured out before we do, just out of excitement. Okay.
Exactly.
So yeah, it really is. So I know your fantasy world is so much better than reality, but it's draining your electronics and you. So you have to be a little more practical with your energy, okay, Ron? So I'm sending you lots of love as you do that, and I'm glad you got a good nephew to help you out.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is I pulled Devil card, and this is I think that inadvertently you are doing something with the computer that is draining it quicker, and the solution is probably very simple. And I agree with Michelle. Ask the nephew, how come you're getting 2 days out of it and I get like 3 hours? And I'm sure that he'll be able to tell you, oh, okay, well, you know what, you play this game and this, you got this graphics and blah, 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 blah. And that's what it is. And if you turn that off, it'll last longer. Right. So this is, and the other thing that I got with this was, yeah, the devil is in the details. So absolutely ask, and he will certainly help you out. I also got Wheel of Fortune, that you have the ability to change things. You really do. And you can, with the Three of Wands and also the Temperance card, you can, what you put out there, you're going to get back. So, and this may sound a little harsh, but when you say, my fantasy world is better than my reality, that's exactly what the universe is going to provide you. It is going to make reality a lot more uncomfortable. So, pay attention to the things that you tell yourself, because that's how you talk to yourself, is how you are telling the universe to treat you, how you are allowing other people to treat you and bring that energy into your life. So yeah, absolutely change that soundtrack and replace it with something that's a little more positive. And if you choose not to, if you choose to kind of live in that, if you prefer that fantasy world, then you're going to have to deal with whatever comes up and the things that happen in fantasy that aren't real. Okay, I got for you the blood trail, and this is all about lineage, about connecting to something greater, and so on. So it's like the Six of Wands in the tarot, looking for recognition, and being afraid of the recognition at the same time. And this is, I think, that the universe is trying to communicate to you that you are connected to something bigger and greater than yourself. And they've shown you signs along the way, and you keep looking at it and going, yeah, no, that may be true for somewhere else, it's not true for me. And the universe is kind of banging its head up against the wall going, oh, like, could really, seriously, like, listen to what we're telling you. I also got the Forest, and this is seeing that the bigger picture, right? Like the Three of Wands, or the King of Wands in tarot, holding on to a vision, working towards something that is going to be beneficial for you, and expanding your vision so that you're not laser focused on things that really, okay, how do I say this? You're shining a very bright light on a teeny tiny little spot, or if you just adjusted that little headlight, you could see more, and you could see that what you are focusing on and imagining to be this huge problem really isn't. That it's just, oh, okay, I could, yeah, this isn't a monster in the shadows that is coming to get me. This is a shadow of a puppy, right? Which is a very nice thing. So, yeah, you gotta make a choice. It's not that the universe hasn't picked you out, and let's be honest, none of us is that important that the universe is going to pick on us, right? It doesn't happen. So make a choice to be happy, make a choice to smile, make a choice to be positive. At the end of the day, what have you got to lose? How's it, what you've been doing so far in terms of how you feel right now? Is it working for you? Because if it's not working for you, you have the power to change it. You just have to make up your mind that I'm not doing this anymore. It's something different. So yeah, there you go, Ron. That's what I got, my friend, and it's coming from the heart. You know, I don't know what else to say. Just yeah, it is it is frustrating to sometimes watch someone that you know has got more potential, and you know it's just kind of sitting back going, no, no, not going to do it, not going to do it. So yeah, absolutely we do. Yeah, and it's coming right back at you. So I hope that that was helpful, and thank you all of you for spending part of your evening with us. Michelle, as always, it's a pleasure, an
Thank you.
absolute pleasure. Can't wait to do it again. And next time, oh my gosh, we'll have lots of things that we could take a look at. We'll be able to talk about yeah the 27th. We'll get closer to the 11th, which is D-Day for the Orange Menace, and yeah, we can maybe take a look at his energy at that time and find out, is it going to be a slap on the wrist or is it going to be a 2x4 upside the head? I know what I'm hoping for. So there, but from a very heart-centered place. All right, y'all, take care. We'll see you later and hope you have a great rest of your evening and a wonderful week ahead. Take
Thank
care.
you.
You're welcome.